All right.
So, last time, the group had spent some time back in Karasdak, or elsewhere across the world, building up alliances, learning how to use exotic weaponry, meditating, keeping in touch with friends and loved ones. And after that, a rather surprisingly changed Harvey made his appearance and explained to you all that in the next continent, you guys will be having to deal with a bunch of gray elves who happen to operate, I don't know, the worst empire possible.
Well, okay. Let's not tempt fate.
All right. It's not Fae. Let's not get that far.
Excuse me.
They don't exactly run an empire, though.
Fair.
But yes, chattel slavery, severe feudal class tiers, second-class races, and in the midst of it all, a arcane-based secret society that seems to be recruiting new members all of a sudden, which is no doubt influenced by the worm, especially considering that, unlike other exclusive secret societies, they show some interest in the lesser races and seem to be recruiting them into some sort of, I don't know, auxiliary secret society. And, however, the elves are not alone on the continent. There's also centaurs who live free but fight hard. There's some humans off to the west who spend most of their time fighting each other, but when the elves show up, they know what side their bread is buttered on. And so, out of 4 options moving forward, to infiltrate the society at the highest level, infiltrate the society from the bottom, meet with the centaurs, and just strike at the secret society from the outside, or wild card, find out what the hell Buntalus is. You guys decided you're curious, find out what Buntalus is. And so that's led you to head back to North Calagia. Once again, taking just about a day to get there, since you're able to fly up out of the atmosphere and then back down. But from there, you will need to travel across the Arctic Ocean, which in this world is the Ocean of Ursa, and cross the North Pole and get to Buntalus from the north, thereby bypassing the elves and the spelljammers and the alliance they've made with the Elven Imperial Navy, which you've been told is a force to be reckoned with out in wild space.
Still can't believe that we just found out about all these aliens and shit, and everyone's like, yeah, that's fine. That's normal.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the only person that we really talk to about it is Harvey, who, I mean,
is one of those aliens.
Is one of those aliens, also from like millions of years in the future.
Perhaps not personally, but still.
Yeah, but somehow that makes it less weird, the fact that he's from millions of years in the future.
Well, anyway,
I just can't wait to find out that halflings are also aliens and they had to come here because they accidentally killed all their gods.
Nah.
That's right, they killed their gods on purpose, of course.
Halflings are actually an honest human mutation.
Okay.
They just short.
Yeah. So, you spend several weeks crossing the frozen ice packs of the Northern Ocean. Up here, there's really no land to speak of, but you're able to spot landmarks, rises and falls, piles of ice that are crushed together by the ocean waves and currents, end up on top of each other, then frozen from below to keep that pack in place, forever broken and shattered, until perhaps the next time warm air comes through. But for now, at least, it is what it is. And in fact, icebergs rise up in the distance, especially as you travel further north, creating hills and mountains and an actual landscape that rises above the ocean and yet is constructed entirely from it. It's very fascinating and quite beautiful, in fact. Unfortunately, because of the way the air pocket works around the spell-jamming ship, you're able to enjoy it while feeling only a bit of a briskness in the wind. Just a bit of the cold air manages to seep through the air pocket that surrounds you. Something you hadn't quite realized was a benefit that your ship has. Fortunately, while there are signs of movement occasionally down on the icebergs, perhaps some sort of monsters or maybe just natural animals that happen to live and eat each other, even out here in the most remotest and harshest of environments.
I don't know what kind of animal will live out here, but clearly it's a fucking idiot.
It's a polar bear, so yes.
Please don't be rude to polar bears.
Listen, they're cute, but they're kind of idiots.
I'd like to see some evidence of that.
Roll perception.
Okay. I will determine whether or not polar bears are idiots.
Yes. Same. I'm very good at perception, so I can tell
I
you.
don't need to roll because I know they're idiots.
Lake manages to spot enough polar bears doing enough things to reasonably reconstruct how they live their lives. Diving between icebergs, searching for fish and seals and other living creatures that manage to survive, mostly by eating things below the waves. And yet still comes to the same conclusion.
Polar bears are fucking idiots!
Yeah, they have to be to live out here.
I know, right? What kind of idiot lives in the Arctic?
So fucking cold.
Guys, do you understand how animals work?
Yeah,
I think
but being stupid.
Yeah. Listen, just because it's the smartest thing here doesn't make it not an idiot.
Eventually, as the weeks pass, and the bickering dies down a bit as nothing new rises above the horizon, you eventually get to the point where, at last, the one thing that you have been waiting for appears. A coastline. And not just a coastline. One covered in trees and, unless you are very much mistaken, buildings, structures, the creations of humanoids.
Finally, it's time for the beach episode.
Yes. The coastline is still very much frozen, but there are signs of life and civilization that you have been missing for well over a month. What exactly would you want to look for?
Smoke, because where there's fire, hopefully there's people. So if there's like smoke here, then it's actually inhabited and not just abandoned.
Fair enough. Even with your passive perception, you've got, well, it's fairly easy for you. By the way, you said that your perception is the one that gets the minimum 10, right?
Yes.
I should note
it's-
that means that your passive perception technically bumps up by 5.
Oh! So my passive perception is a 27.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Right.
So yes, without any need to roll, you are able to spot the clear sign of smoke against an otherwise placid and frozen expanse.
Right, so there's people here. It's not abandoned. That's good to know.
There is... The smoke leads you to a small village. Not just the occasional dotted fisherman's hut, but an actual village, a collection of buildings. And sticking out from it is an unusually long dock. Both long and wide, in fact, like it was built to handle much more than just a village's needs. You've crossed the ocean and seen several fishing vessels out to sea, and at this time of day there don't appear to be any along the docks. It would be no problem to land your seaworthy vessel up against the dock.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's probably do that.
All right. The vessel lands. The rocking of the waves takes over as you release the helm and allow natural gravity and buoyancy to take over. And those of you on deck are able to watch as one of the locals... Wait, before I introduce a local, I should mention that something that Harvey discussed with you on the journey over. We've got to talk about what kind of cover we're going to use while we're there.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Might that not depend what we find?
well, just in general,
Sure.
I don't imagine the elves of Buntalos are too much different in that they'd rather prefer to see elves. And in any event, if we do decide to infiltrate their society, then we're going to need to figure out how to explain ourselves, who we are, how we appear, that sort of thing.
Well, if there's no influence of a whim, we could simply say that we are explorers.
Well, it can't just be explorers if we want to appear as elves, so... Now, those of you who actually know Elvish, you speak it with a fairly green elf accent.
Hmm.
The way that
Would I?
people talk.
Because Aurelia's the one who taught me. Not Aurelia. Serial's the one who taught me, at least initially.
Only partly.
Okay, fair enough.
And in the meantime, you've had a lot more contact with green elves in general.
Okay.
But, no, I figure if no one else, Aurelia could certainly pick up the accent eventually, but there's slang involved. It's the whole thing, of course, but it would just be easier if we just explain that you are a bunch of green elves who wanted to go north where it was more civilized, where people actually respected the arcane arts. I think they would buy that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be great being the only person who doesn't understand Elven.
Actually, I've taken that into account. Harvey produces a small earring.
Ooh.
It appears to be made out of silver and features a dark amber gem at the center of it. This will allow you to understand Elvish. It won't allow you to speak it, though, so be careful what you say.
Good enough, I guess.
Welcome to the Understanding Elvish Club.
Man, it's gonna really suck not being able to shit talk them, though. To their faces. To their faces.
To their faces.
Well, you can always do that, just talking goblin.
That is true.
At least I'll understand it.
But it's more fun if they understand.
So, sorry, just out of character, I guess I'm a little unclear. Are we also going to be in disguise here in Buntalus?
Probably
That
safest.
would ultimately be up to you, but Harvey at least is arguing that using seeming now for these guys would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it's-
removes one variable
yeah,
for a very unknown situation.
yeah, better
Yeah.
safe than sorry, essentially.
I suppose that makes sense.
So you do have the ability to customize your disguises however you see fit, so how would you prefer to appear?
I mean, I wouldn't have to look much different. I already got the like no, if we're gonna be
With pointy ears.
actually, well, if we're gonna be green elves, then I should probably make my hair brown, get rid of the halo, obviously pointy ears.
Just like, but with pointy ears.
Well, no, that's later. That's later when we're interacting with the elves who are like even bigger assholes than normal.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Elves also have more angular features and tend
Yeah.
to be shorter on average.
Shorter, you say?
Not goblin shorter, but yes.
You are going to be a child, essentially.
Like, that hasn't been the first time I've been played as a child. My
Yeah,
parents still
I
have
forgot-
that ball, Aurelia.
I forgot I made Lake on the taller side of average, just so that way I can finally feel alive.
You'll never be tall, Kalon.
No, I won't.
If anyone's going to be towards me, and that's going to be awkward as hell if they meant to be short.
Yeah,
Unlike
I think
me, and that's why I'm playing a goblin.
I think seeming lets you like shrink up to a foot or something like that. Like at least in the illusion. I know one of them has like. Yeah, each creature can seem 1 foot shorter or taller and appear thin, fat, or in between.
Damn, it's gonna be me, the 4 foot tall elf.
That would be on the short side, yes, but you could perhaps appear adolescent.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's what I'll have to go with. Don't have much choice in this matter, unfortunately.
It would also help you explain why you're not doing the talking.
Okay, no, this is wrong. I could be up to 4'11".
Not 85 foot. Yep, that's okay.
I'll probably stick with something around my normal height so it isn't too awkward.
Yeah, I'd probably have to stick to my current height as well to some extent, because that's going to be awkward if I bang my head and it looks like I shouldn't have.
Well, I'd like to think that illusions of this sort, like alter self, can sort of account for you scooching down without looking weird. Yes. 4'11", you said, would be at just sort of the lower limit of about as tall as an elf would be.
I'll stick with being an adolescent elf, let's say.
But let's see, 4 plus 16, it's 26. Actually, yeah, that's pretty wide range. Those are only slightly shorter than humans on average. So aside from the goblin, you can appear as your normal heights and just seem like unusually tall-ish. Like Americans in Japan, tall-ish.
I don't know what it's like to be normal height personally, so... No.
Overrated.
6'5", it's great. I don't recommend it.
There's 6'2" in real life, so close enough.
Anyway, all that being said, let me just get a final confirmation. Are you going in this with seeming active or not?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, the elf who comes out to see you is dressed in sort of a scarlet outfit. Unusually bright colors, especially for being so far removed from what appears to be civilization, at least. He's got the blonde hair of the average elf, high elf, gray elf. And it appears to be all smiles as you land the vessel and your small crew starts tying up the rigging. And if you're wondering, seeming can affect pretty much as many people as you want, as long as they fit into an area.
Yeah.
So they're all elves too.
Cool.
Right now. And,
Everyone's an elf, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I chose seeming for good spell.
Seeming like a good idea.
Yeah.
It's almost like I knew that and thought of a way you could use it.
Fucked up. Oh, that's where I got it from, my expended spell slot list. Okay. I was wondering where I got it from because it wasn't on the base warlock list.
Yeah, Fey Warlock list.
Yeah.
So the elf raises his hand, waves at you, like I said, smiling, saying, "Oh, well there. Hello. Unusual to see your sort heading straight here, especially in a spelljammer. I like your sleek profile you've got. Nice and thin, no wasted space.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it a lot.
Doesn't look grown, though. Where did you get... who'd you get this from?"
Trying to...
I mean, I cannot help you
Could
at
just,
all.
yeah.
It was a gift.
Same as like a gift.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a gift.
it was a gift to us.
Yeah,
We
for the
helped
work that we've completed.
we helped some folk out and they gave it to us.
Some pretty rich folk. Spare one of these. That or it was a pretty big favor.
A little bit of both.
But I suppose you don't want to be telling me what it is or who it was that gave you. Well, that's fine. You keep your secrets however you want. Yeah, around here, don't really in much mind of prying. But one question I do need you to answer, which is, what brings you here? I don't imagine it's the fish, not in a vessel like that.
Curiosity, I would say.
Yeah, we heard about this place and we just kind of wanted to see like what was going on.
Oh, you heard about it, eh? You mind me asking how a bunch of green elves such as yourselves heard about a place like this? I was the one who told them. Turn around. There's Harvey. It seemed like an interesting place for me to find. They wanted to see the greatness that is the Grey Elf world, and seemed appropriate to explore myself in the process. Oh, well, I'm sorry, but you won't find the greatness of the Grey Elves here. We've taken to calling ourselves the Red Elves. Mostly
Cool.
because Red wasn't taken yet.
That laughing was not in character.
Can't believe we finally found the communist elves.
Oh my god! This is where Lake's going to get the idea for socialism.
Not all red means the same thing, you guys. Keep it.
Oh shit, they're the liberal elves.
Oh no! Even worse than the monarchy somehow.
Republican elves.
Red elves. I wasn't red elves. I was assured that this was, if remote, still a Grey Elf haven. Oh well, we do business with the other Grey Elves, but we like to think that we keep our distance too. But maybe you would like the tour, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Fucking Canadian elves, goddamn.
We don't like to hand them out to just anybody, but well, you're not just anybody. You're guests from a distant continent. I will have to say, though, that we are... I'm going to be in charge of you while we're down below. So, if any of you guys go wandering off or get sticky fingers down there, it's gonna be my arse.
Bully just gives him a thumbs up.
Great. So you understand.
Yeah.
This way, then. Wait, which of you are coming with?
I'll come.
Lily raises her hand and waves.
So good to see the enthusiasm of the young.
Indeed so.
Do you mind if I come for this one? We can just leave the ship with the crew, right?
Yeah, sure.
never been to any sort of gray elf location or red elf or whatever they're talking about here. I want to see what's going on. You said down below.
This is why we brought Lorum in the first place, because we knew he couldn't resist.
He is your best bit of cover, honestly. A gray elf arcane spellcaster.
Yeah.
Or green elf. Whichever one I didn't say.
No, Harvey. Lorum is good to have around. It's just, we would have never heard the end of it if we went here without him.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, he would have used the circle and teleport to the ship anyway when he found out where we were going.
So, the whole party sets out, goes onto the docks. Your escort, who introduces himself as Elanaeus Carmine.
That's a fucking powerful name.
Thank you. I was just about to ask for that.
I knew you would.
That's no Jeffrey Carmine, but you know.
Shows off the various parts of the town as you just sort of wander through it. You notice that you are on a very wide, very paved and cleared path leading from the dock towards the center of town. And you get the feeling that heavy loads regularly go through back and forth. And Elanaeus is apparently spends most of his time above in the village. And you can tell this because he greets people by name as he walks by, excitedly tells them that a bunch of green elves have come for the tour. And for the most part, the people up here seem fairly rustic, seem content with mending nets, cleaning fish, and fixing houses, working with their hands. Until at last you get to a vast barn, really more of a hangar than a barn, because it is tremendously tall and cleverly hidden, because it is surrounded on all sides by tall pine trees. And unless you approached from this particular angle, you would not be able to notice that this tremendous building is here as part of the village's features.
And this is where they keep their vast reserves of maple syrup.
Damn you, I was just about to say that.
The tremendous doors that wheel out to either side are closed at the moment, and you are led to a much smaller human or elf-sized door that just happens to be built into the larger doors. You are led inside the building, and while you think it would be drafty and dark, instead it is brightly lit with hanging lights that give off no flame and are fairly clearly continual lights. Enchanted objects rather than torches or lanterns. The inside of the building is, however, still very much industrial. No real decorations or anything, just a bunch of lattice work to keep the large structure up against the northern winds and piling snow. And much like the door itself, there is a large platform here that appears to be able to go up and down, along with a smaller one built for humans. sort of rounded in shape. In this case, elaborate in decoration. Whereas the large industrial part of this building is function only, this smaller elf-sized item is much more decorated, much more in line with the elven aesthetics most of you are at least passingly familiar with. And so you find yourself entering a tremendously long elevator shaft that plunges down into the depths of the earth and stone below you. And one interesting note, Lake, is that going underground has in generally made you feel a little bit closer to the mother tree as you approach the root network that extends across the entire world. This time you don't feel that connection. You feel just about the same distance as usual from her.
Interesting. I will not say anything out loud because, I mean, of course I'm not going to blow our cover like that. I mean, although... Nah, I'm not going to say anything out loud.
Yeah. Right now your tree staff probably looks like an arcane staff instead.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, am fighting the urge.
What does my sick rod look like, though?
That's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Can it still look like a sick rod?
Yeah.
You mean-
Or would that be suspicious?
Well, it's recognizably religious. So you may want to perform a few cosmetic changes.
Sure. Wait, how is it recognizably religious? Like, what's on it?
The head of it is, as you have discovered, a symbol of Lord Onos. When in mace form, you are punching people with Lord Onos, essentially.
Oh, that's cool. What's the symbol? It's fine if you don't know off the top of your head. Sorry, I didn't mean to suddenly like make you explain exactly what it looks like. That's fine. All right, yeah, I guess she'll change it so it looks a little bit more generic, but
It would be
still.
a celestial sphere, like the kind that Atlas holds on his back.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, just a few cosmetic changes would probably adjust it enough to be unrecognizable as being Lord Onos's. But still, I mean, the stars motif would probably still work.
Right.
Okay, but what about a gun?
Make that
What
look
should I
like
do
a...
about this?
Make it look like a fucking long crossbow or something. Weird.
If you ask Harvey, he would explain that the Grey Elves know about guns but choose not to use them because magic provides them all the firepower they really need.
I mean, like it should be.
Like, magic is a tool, much like a gun.
And anyway, the other thing is that guns are too easy to use by slaves.
Well, luckily I'm a green elf, so it don't matter for shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, I'm green and I got pointy ears.
Yeah, green elves are not actually green. Anyway.
Shit.
If only it were that easy.
So when we enter the well, we're coming up on my favorite part of the trip down. Back when Buntalus was first created, our founder used a set of magic mouth spells to create an introduction for everyone who would come and enter his city. Sadly, he's long since passed away. But we keep the magic mouths going, just because it's good to have something, good to be able to hear his voice, even this many years into the future. And sure enough, before too much longer,
I'm done.
Before too much longer, a voice comes in that sounds like it's coming from above your head, but you're the only ones in this elevator. And it says, I am Andario Rhiannon, and I'm here to ask you a question.
Oh my god, I was right!
Is an elf not entitled to the mana of his body? No, says the elfin Calius. It belongs to the state. No, says the elfin Amnasta Quertia. It belongs to the mother tree. No, says the dragon in Calagia. It belongs to the land. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Buntulus. City where the theorist would not fear the censor, where the arcanist would not be bound by petty morality, where the genius would not be constrained by the dunces. And with the mana of your body, Buntulus can be your city as well.
I cannot wait to inject various amounts of questionable potions into my bloodstream.
Lily is fucking dying right now.
And with that done,
As a professional thief.
now it's time for the music.
Is it the Bioshock? I haven't even clicked it, but is it the Bioshock soundtrack? It is!
Like, as a professional thief, this shit kills me. It kills me.
I mean, this place is fucking perfect for Lily.
Nah.
It's too easy.
I told you, I steal from the rich because they're fun to steal from, but also I steal.
Yes, just like the people
But the
who
problem
like
is,
this
I am
place.
open about it.
Oh, I see. You don't like it when people... Oh, okay. I see how it is.
I
It's
am
like
a
how
fucking professional.
you wouldn't admire, wage theft because that's just too easy.
Yeah,
I
too
see.
simple. I'm a goddamn artist.
So maybe you figured it out, but we'll also keep the voice in here because it helps to really introduce you.
Yeah, it does.
Let you know what we're all about. Because down here we call our society a technocracy.
And how long has this place been here?
Oh, hundreds of years.
Aurelia looks around again. Does it look like there are still people here? This is just one delusional person living in the ruins of a dead society?
Oh no. The way in was in good repair. The building you entered through was still kept well. You walked past several people on your way in.
Oh god,
So
guys,
Bobbin making a point that he disagrees with the The moral of Bioshock, I guess.
No, I think
This
we're
is
going to
not-
be the tipping point.
This is not libertarian.
Okay.
Okay.
I am making references, but not all the references.
It's
I
technocratic.
see,
It's
I
different.
see. Okay. Okay.
That
sorry,
said,
what,
Lily is doubled over, clutching her stomach right now, trying really hard to not laugh.
Aurelia does not like the sound of anything that has been said, although for probably slightly different reasons than, for example, I wouldn't like what has been said personally. It's like, okay, well, let's get to looking around, I suppose. I mean, it does look quite nice.
You like weird underground cities, yes.
Well, okay, I mean, that's aggressive, but we have been to a weird underground city before, and that one was fine. Actually,
Yeah,
was
we had to
it?
deal
Or was
with
that place
wolves.
horrible? I forget now.
It was. You've been to several underground cities during your first trip through the Underdark,
That's true.
and one of them was the Duergar, who are very much all about function over everything else.
Hmm.
And then there were the dank gnomes.
That was the worst of them all, gonna be honest.
They were foul.
And then there was the dark elf city that was built directly underneath the root mass of the mother tree herself. Which, pretty nice, pretty elvish. A lot of spiders.
Right.
This
Basically, everyone
also pretty nice, also pretty elvish. 90% fewer spiders.
Oh, 90%.
You know what?
Oh.
I just really tugs at Lake to bring them down,
Mm-hmm.
so she can get close to her ear. I think living underground makes everyone fucking crazy.
You appear to be leaning in to listen to Lily's waist.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, just whispering into Lake's ear. Just I think being underground makes people fucking crazy.
But yes, the place is remarkably well lit. There are street lamps that allow you to spot exactly which lanes go where. The center of the city appears to have been planned out because everything is very even in the number of lanes and avenues. The width of the streets is very nice, and buildings steadily grow larger as they get to the center. And in the streets, you can spot movement as your elevator trundles down its now transparent shaft. And at this point, you start to realize that this elevator is actually not working on any sort of mechanism. It is purely magic levitating you down. And for that matter, you spot a series of boats marked by the lamps on each of their prows that seem to be self-propelled as they push themselves across the underground river. You see several creatures flying through the air, and looking closer, you can spot that there are, in fact, elves on top of them. They appear to be using giant bat-like creatures as transportation, messengers, sport, perhaps. And at one point during your journey down, the elevator is still fairly slow. But you hear an explosion. Just a flash of light towards the outskirts of the city. and a few seconds later, just a thump against the glass of the elevator side. Your guide appears to be slightly curious, looking over in that direction, but otherwise unconcerned.
I'm going to look over in that direction as well. So, I guess perception check, which I guess technically I've been able to make with advantage this entire time because of my feet, and I've just forgotten about it. So 28.
Wait. Which feat gives you advantage?
I thought for some maybe this 120 feet. Oh, is that for the tree? Is that for the tree form where I can like see? Yeah, that's for a tree form. Never mind. So it's just a 25 then.
Oh no. So yeah, you look closer in that district. There appear to be a fair number of buildings of about the same size and structure. They don't seem to be as well built or well repaired as the rest of the city.
Mm-hmm. The human quarter. Got it.
Do you say that out loud or?
No.
All right.
But okay. That's all I see? Is just the not
At
as
this
good.
distance, your eyes are not. Your eyes do not have magnification levels, even with that much perception. Sorry.
I mean, fair enough. I was just making sure that. I was just making sure about that. That's all I saw.
Yes. As a matter of fact, the elevator seems to be leading you to the other side of the long bridge that heads into the city. It appears that the introduction to this place is fairly elaborate and involves several staging areas. The docks, the hangar, the elevator, the bridge, and then you get into the city. It seems unnecessarily long and complex, but then these are elves.
Putting Aurelia on fucking blast there.
No, in this case, see, whether or not Aurelia considers herself to fall under, the category of elves depends mainly on whether it's positive or negative. Because, I mean, in this case, this is clearly just an artifact of, the degenerated version of elves. Not she's an Eladrin. That's much better. They don't have that problem.
So, the elevator eventually settles down against the ground with this light thump. And Elanaeus opens the door for you. Well, like the voice said, welcome to Buntalus. Always happy to have some new guests. So, just out of curiosity, once you're done with the tour, are you looking to purchase anything from us?
Perhaps. I mean, we didn't come specifically to purchase anything, but
You didn't.
No, wait, did we say that we did? I thought we said we were just here to sort of check things out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, as we said, we wanted to just find out more about this place. That said, I know that I personally am always interested in seeing well, I mean, I enjoy souvenirs, and I'm sure that this city. Well, I don't know exactly what you produce around here.
She says. Well, apparently you weren't given the full detail because we make the most advanced arcane objects this world has ever seen.
Okay, well, I mean, that sounds like it would be a pretty good souvenir, so.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
And people
Lily's
come-
head is in her fucking hands at this point.
So when
So I'm curious as to why you would bring such a thing up. Is there a special currency here?
currency, no, well, we prefer we prefer trade in kind or through barter rather than just in simple gold.
They don't like
since-
fiat currency around here. I know. We don't actually use fiat currency. We use.
since our population doesn't change too much around here. We've got all of the coins we need for circulation.
Hmm. Okay, so they don't use the magical blockchain.
So there's a finite number of coins.
Well, you
happened
bring
if
it
I
up to one. You bring it up to the right one, they might be interested. But
It's just
no.
Modrons doing calculations. Or Modrons, or however you say that. I know things about D&D lore. Shut up. Okay, well, I mean, Aurelia is very curious to hear more about these arcane artifacts that they produce here. But I guess maybe we should go on the tour first. I don't know.
All right. Well, the tour involves basically the complete package you normally get with a guided tour. There's pointing out buildings, the various elves who thought about creating them, and spent money or resources in putting it up. And of course, the big central structure is Rhiannon's. The central building looks just like how Rhiannon imagined it when he first came down here to break away from the rest of the Grey Elves. And according to Elanaeus, that large structure is essentially the civic center of the city, where the various heads of research groups come together to plan out expansions and changes to the city, explain what resources they've used, what they've created, what they need.
Okay, so it really is just like a magical technocracy.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, it's existed for hundreds of years without collapsing?
Well, there have been an occasional explosion or two. You saw one on the way down.
I see.
Some of them are bigger than others. So the main
Alright.
structure has been warded against all of that. That's exactly the way that Rhiannon imagined it. But most of the rest of the structures around here have been rebuilt.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, that wasn't quite the kind of collapsing Aurelia was talking about, but she's not going to point that out. All right. Well,
All right.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you're talking about society, people come and go all the time. We're not forcing folks to live here. But if someone born here doesn't like the way we do things, they leave. And if someone out there among the Grey Elves, or maybe even a Green Elf or two, if they like the way things work down here, they can come in.
Huh. All right. Well, I I didn't actually mean for Aurelia to like say like question the stability of their society so open, but fair enough.
Well, you get a fairly straightforward answer, so I figured.
That's fair. All right. Well, Aurelia is particularly eager to hear about these magical artifacts, but she's fine with waiting until the end of the tour.
Yeah.
If that's the preferred order. Unless we will learn more about them during the tour.
Or, I mean, the whole rapture collapsing into itself thing happens while we're here.
Well, that would probably be us collapsing it then.
Well, you do actually feel a few earthquakes as you're walking around. None of them are serious, but just the occasional tremble now and then. And all of you have an opportunity to roll insight.
Insight, you say?
Yes.
Well, I mean...
Oh.
I was gonna say my insight's not that great, but I got a natural fucking 20, so...
So, you know what's funny, though? My insight's dog shit.
And you still beat mine, which is with a plus 10 to it.
Yeah, mine has a plus 0.
Aurelia and Grunash are fully captivated by their surroundings. Lake is the one who is really paying attention to Elanaeus's features, especially when the trembles hit. Because you notice that Elanaeus is, while the sounds of distant explosions or damage to buildings, crashes, smashes, all of that is just sort of background noise for this city. He doesn't seem worried about any of that. But every once in a while when the tremble comes, it just sort of rocks the city a bit. You notice that Elanaeus quiets down and gets a slightly worried expression on his face.
I'm actually gonna be like, I'm taking it those explosions and tremors aren't normal, then.
Oh, well, the explosions are normal. That happens in a city when you're on the cutting edge of arcane technology. That's why we've built that entire section of the city out of the cheapest stuff we could find. And nobody lives in that area except the slaves. But the trembling is, well, I'm pretty sure that's from something else.
So you also have slaves here?
Oh, yes. No point in spending a valuable mind tasks. We've solved a lot of them, but there's still a lot more that need to get done the old-fashioned way, with slaves.
What about that thing about elves being entitled to the mana of their bodies, or whatever?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, elves.
I see. So it's just elves. I see. So
Yeah.
So not really that different for elves.
No, that slavery was not the point at which they divided.
All right. I mean, I was hoping maybe that went along with it, but
You were hoping, and swing and a miss.
But yes, the tremors.
Yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, so you all are from the Karasdak continent, yeah?
Yep.
Yes.
Lily
Is
just
that-
shakes her head, yeah.
I've heard about that adventurers guild they've got down there. You all wouldn't happen to be adventurers.
Now Lily shakes her head.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
At times.
Oh,
Not for a long time. They've been a pretty shit show.
well, that does mean that you do things that other people wouldn't do in exchange for rewards.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, then your timing is as good as it could possibly be, because the tremors are a different kind of problem, not one that we created, but one that can be an issue in the underground.
It's not worms again, is it?
There's probably worms again.
It's worms.
It is worms.
So you've heard of the purple worm?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
We've-
acquainted.
Yep, we've definitely heard of the purple worms.
3 out of the 4 of you were chased out of a cavern by a purple worm.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, seems a worm has decided to explore the rock beneath the city. And it hasn't gone away for a few weeks now. And if it stays down there, well, it could spell some trouble as it eats away at the foundations, or maybe pierces the underground lake, and then we won't have it anymore.
Hmm.
But now I do know that purple worm is quite a lot to ask for anybody. So if you don't mind, I'll take you to the proving chambers, and we'll see if you're suitably strong enough. How about that?
Can't believe they're going to make a child fight. This is ridiculous.
I mean, sure, but before we do that, what's the reward exactly?
Well, like I said, we like to trade in kind around here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, you talking about these magical artifacts. You might say I'm a bit of a collector of magical artifacts.
That would be good news for us. We make all kinds of items around here, and if you solve this problem, I don't doubt that the provost will figure out something you want that we have.
Nice.
Honestly, it'd be easier for you to say what you want than for us to show you everything we have.
Oh,
But,
well, I mean, personally, I out of character, I don't know what I want off the top of my head, but
and what I'm saying is that don't let the DMG be a limit.
interesting. Okay, well, I assume that's something we can come back to.
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, maybe I'll go off and tell the provost about the good news. I'll take you to the proving chambers, you can get that sorted, and if you show up well enough on there, well, we'll get you on to the next part.
Okay.
And so he takes you to a fairly wide open building. A fairly large number of openings on every side of it where people are coming in and going out. Sort of at the center of a circle where several streets meet. And as you enter it, you see a fair amount of traffic as people go into and head out of these booths. They are fairly large, constructed out of brass finishings with walls made out of some sort of shimmering stone material, obviously shaped and polished, but otherwise appears to be some sort of mineral. And there are several assistants who are running these devices for people to come in, step into the booth, step out, and then speak with the assistant. It's a bit hard to tell exactly how long the whole process takes, but you are seeing people at every stage of it around you. So distinguished guests such as yourselves should talk to the head of this department. I'll introduce you myself.
Okay.
Amandia, over here. And Amandia is a female gray elf, red elf apparently. She is dressed in a fairly functional outfit with a long, light red coat in her case. Pants sticking out below appear to be fairly simple or relatively bland. And she's got her hair tied up in a functional ponytail. Comes over. Green elves? We don't see your type around here very often.
So I've heard.
So, what brings you to the proving chambers? Looking to join the community?
No, we were told.
Well,
Sorry.
Amandia, it turns out these are adventurers from the south.
Sorry, as I was talking, I started
The
hearing
announcement.
voices.
Yeah, the announcement.
The announcement in the ambient track is
Yep.
just came on. It was really good.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck, where is that coming from?
I will say, in the city as well. You are occasionally hearing PA announcements.
Spooky. All right, sorry, yeah, no, we're... yeah,
Amandia, turns out these are adventurers from the south. Oh, would they be willing to solve the little problem?
Not
Well,
exactly.
They say they can, or they say they want to. But I figured, if they aren't tough enough, say no more. Say no more. Looks like there's a free booth over here. So follow me.
I mean, I'd like to hear the rest of that sentence, but okay. It doesn't matter, because we are tough enough.
That was never in question.
And so she gestures to an open booth and waves for one of you to enter inside.
Lily will enter first.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna go in.
All right.
Good, because I wasn't going to go in first.
You enter into it. The door closes. You are in a small and dark chamber. There seems to be a bit of light filtering through a translucent dome at the top of the device. It's actually only it's really only a little amount of light, so it didn't actually look translucent from the outside. But those of you who are outside see Pamandia fiddling with a bunch of controls on one side of the booth. Waves her hands through a few simple motions. Nothing more than cantrip level, you'd say, although it's not a kind of cantrip that any of you have seen before. And then she closes her eyes, nods her head. Says, oh. All right, you can come out now.
Billy will exit the device and give a thumbs up on her way out.
Next,
Lake goes in.
process repeats. The response this time is, oh. Aside from that, it's identical.
I see how it is.
Can I ask precisely what this is?
Fine, get in.
Oh. Well, it would be easier for me to explain it all once I have all of your measurements.
Measurements? Okay. Aurelia doesn't just give out her measurements to anyone who asks. Thank you. But okay. Sure.
All right.
I'm like 90% sure they're like scanning us in a way that will tell them that we're not actually green elves, but whatever.
No, it's actually an incredibly elaborate device to get your 3 sides. It's real fucked up.
Well, one by one, the group goes in, and when it gets to Harvey's turn,
Oh boy.
Oh no.
her response is, "Oh, and when Lorm goes through, her response is, oh,
Because he's the only one who's not hiding who he is, because Lorm does not give a shit. He's the only actual elf here.
Yeah, maybe she's just making noises for the sake of making noises.
Maybe that too.
well." Once the last of you have gone through the booth, she turns to the group and says, well, I'm glad to say that almost all of you have the most potential possible. And one of you has reached the limit of that potential. Well, one of you is just a bit below. Still exceptional, but not quite as exceptional as the rest of your friends here.
Okay, but who is the most exceptional, would you say?
Lorem. Or she doesn't know the name, but she points to Lorem.
Okay, Lily can't hold it anymore, just starts laughing her ass off.
Okay, well, I see. This is obviously pseudo magic. All right.
Well, it's, I think she's sensing the fact that I know and can cast spells out of the 8th circle.
Whatever.
Okay.
Well, most of the rest of you will, if you continue to practice, you could also reach spells of the 8th circle. I'm just afraid that your friend here, she points at Harvey, is already at the limit of potential. And
Is it Harvey, the strongest one of all of us?
Harvey just
No,
nods.
actually.
I'm aware that I've already reached the edge of what I can accomplish.
I don't think I don't think Aurelia believes that this is real. I don't think she believes that there's a machine that can.
It can tell, oh, I'm a
measure your
level 12
potential.
wizard. I'm a level 14 warlock.
I mean, she's describing magic potential.
Yeah.
Like what you can cast up to him because Harvey's technically never going to level up again. He's hit his limit.
Yep.
Well, this is actually something I've discussed with you before about how there's this power inside everyone. Around here, they call it mana. But back in Kolagia, they call it chi. Everybody has a vessel, like a glass. And the glasses are of different size. They can hold more or less. Everybody starts off with an empty glass, but over time, and with practice, you can fill it up. And Pamandia is nodding along. That's a fairly apt metaphor. But yes, all creatures of all sorts have different amounts of mana potential. And honestly, all of you are qualified to join the city if you so choose. But I understand that you've got business to take care of first. And I believe that you are, in fact, qualified to handle that. So Elenaeus is happy to hear that, and heads off to talk to that provost he mentioned, who would need to know about what's going on.
All right.
Says it's only going to take about a minute, but leaves you here, just sort of to your own devices for the time being.
Lily's just basking in the afterglow, enjoying the fact that Lorem has the most supposed potential.
No, I think Lord has already reached his.
No.
Yes. All of you have equal amounts of potential. Lorem is just the one who has achieved it.
Oh.
Lily is still enjoying this.
But can Lorem cast 9th level spells?
He can't.
So then, are you saying we don't have the potential to cast 9th level spells?
Bullshit, because I can. Kinda. Once.
Maybe you
Warlocks
should
can't
a
cast
day.
9th level spells.
Maybe you should ask about that.
Yeah, I would like to know what that means. Does that mean that none of us, if we all have the same potential, and he has already reached his potential, does that mean that the rest of us cannot surpass the point that he is at right
No,
now?
Harvey was the one who reached his potential.
I thought Lorem had also reached his potential.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I've heard it is possible to go beyond your own limitations.
Achieve Super Saiyan.
No, this is Super Duper Saiyan.
See, this is that's just evidence that the limitations do not really exist.
But I suppose I've heard that some people have talked about there being spells beyond the 8th circle. But personally, I've never met anyone who could actually cast one.
Huh. Well, you mark my words. One day I will.
In other words, there's an upper limit to their measurements. So
One
they
day
can't
I
see
will
beyond
cast
it.
Wish.
They can only see up to that point.
Actually, what I wanted to clarify here is that Tier 4 in D&D 5th edition is, for my campaign, epic level. And to reach an epic level, you need to do something that pushes you beyond the bounds of mortality, essentially.
Achieve
Wait,
Super Saiyan, yeah.
what's tier 4 then?
17 through 20.
I see.
In other words, the ability to cast 9th level spells.
Right. Well, except
All
for
you
now
gotta
I've
do-
taken a level of Warlock, so it's going to delay me for a level, but fair.
All
Yeah.
you gotta do is achieve Super Saiyan. It's very simple.
Did you have any other questions or want to look for anything in the city while you were here, while you were waiting?
I mean, if we can check out some of the magic items, I'm still kind of interested in that. But I don't know if that's. I don't know if they like have those out on display, or if it's more of a, special order thing.
But I'm not allowed to pay for.
There are plenty of magical items just sort of on display around town.
Payment.
Everybody is quite interested in showing off what they can do, what they can create.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind just looking at some. They don't have to be things that would be like good for Aurelia. I'm just kind of curious, like what kind of things they have.
Well, you just sort of wander around the town square for a bit, and you see that most of the places around here are just residents. Not like a human town where there would be this sort of mix of commercial stores with residences built up on top of them. These appear to be just sort of single-use buildings.
I see.
And freestanding as well. And so not just piled on top of each other with apartments and such, but...
Fuck, we have suburbs? That's
Damn.
terrible.
It's more like this town is only suburbs.
Right.
Ah, damn it!
But from what you see as you explore around, you see actually, in some cases, there are magic items just sort of hanging from building doorways or second-story windows. Just out there as a display, as a way of saying, this is what I can do, essentially. And on other buildings, there are no items, like actual items visible. But you do see recreations, stone inscriptions, wooden carvings, paintings in some cases of magic items perhaps built by the family in the past, or maybe the residents sold off their items but still want something to show what they can do.
Just an entire fucking city of nerds.
Yeah. Just imagine an entire city filled of Lorums.
You don't have to imagine it, we're here.
And basically everything you can think of is represented on different buildings. Like, you can tell that different inhabitants focus on different things. Like, there is one building that is just covered in a variety of strange-looking rings. There's one that is covered in wands of a variety of lengths and designs. There's one that is just full of feathers. Just feathers. Presumably they're magical.
Cool.
Okay, but here's a big question. Are there any stores with shield guardians on display? I'm not going to give up on my dream of Robert. Damn it.
I'm not gonna help you still.
Well, you do come across one that has a variety of functional or strange homunculi displayed along the wall. Although if they are represented in life size, none of them seem to be much taller than your waist. Perhaps there's a master golem crafter here somewhere, but their home isn't adjacent to the proving booths.
Oh, fair enough.
Just, man, I can't believe that I have to steal something if I want to get anything. Woe is me. Not allowed money. We can't buy anything with money here. We have no money. What will I do?
Well, we're gonna be able to get shit in exchange for killing the worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want chintzy crap. I'm not gonna waste a favor on chintzy crap.
Hey,
Aurelia.
remember how we have a pool of magic items? It's possible that we could trade something there. I mean, I don't know. The magic items we have might be just garbage to these people if they're really that amazing, but on the other hand, maybe some of it will be stuff that will be interesting to them. Who knows?
Or I could do what I'm best at.
Please don't steal. Not until we're
Wouldn't be
leaving,
anything
at least.
big. Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, do we intend to use the brazier? Because I don't think anyone's going to use
Yeah,
it.
that one's not terribly useful, is it?
I'm not trading the brazier for some chintzy crap.
Well, it might come in handy, you know, the fight coming up.
I mean, I suppose if someone wants to attune to it.
It's a non-attune item, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
really?
just kind of call it up.
Oh.
Just expensive.
Well, is it the problem? Yeah, no, right. The problem with it isn't attune. It's that you need to like
Press down, set it up,
something
and
while you're using it. I think isn't that it?
It's the using it is like casting the spell, and the spell is a concentration spell.
Right. Yeah. That was the reason that it was sort of useless for Aurelia. But
Yeah. It's also going to be kind of useless for me if I'm going to be pulling hex or shenanigan, or hex or invisibility shenanigans.
right.
and I'm usually on the front line, so
Fuck that shit. Got no good excuse, but fuck that.
I think the only two that could is possibly Lorem and our good friend Harvey.
Well, you want me to use the brazier?
I mean, Harvey probably has better things to do, right?
Honestly, I try to focus on damage spells. They seem to come in handy the most often.
That is true. We don't have as much of that, although Aurelia has a.
I mean,
Yeah,
I have
so-
Finger of Death now, so...
But I mean, sure. I mean, like, I'll give it to him if he wants to use it, but I don't particularly care whether he chooses to do so.
I'll do it this time. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So, eventually, Elanaeus comes rushing back. Good news. The provost said that he wanted gave us the go-ahead. Said to send you back down into the work tunnels.
Okay. So, are we doing
Yeah.
this immediately, or?
Well, suppose we could wine and dine you if you're need some time to prepare.
It's not a huge, like, just out of character, not a huge deal to me, but I can switch out my item because now that I don't need the belt, I've been using the intelligence boosting thing again. But if I know we're fighting, I can switch that out for the what's it called? The
Belt.
No, not the belt. I don't. The belt's useless now. The fucking the boots I have, the ones that make me move faster and give me a
Swift
bonus
steps.
action to yeah, exactly. But that's not super important. I don't want it to delay us for that that reason.
I mean, like, I think the sooner we deal with this thing, the better. Honestly.
Yeah,
Spending
that's
an
fine.
hour to retune.
If you want to think about it in character, you guys have just spent weeks on a boat.
That is true. If there's nothing urgent, it probably does make sense to wait and start it.
The problem has been around for several weeks, so delaying by a dinner or by a full night even would not be unreasonable.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind saying that we'd prefer to, have a good night's rest and do it in the morning.
Lily is down to try some new food.
Yeah, new food.
All right. Well, you are brought to a restaurant area. It's actually a bit closer towards the experimental area where all the explosions come from. It's a sort of place where people go to in the middle of work. And there are a couple of delivery slaves who are running back and forth, taking food out to the researchers. And the food turns out to be really the best of a bad situation, would be the best way of putting it. A lot of fungus used for vegetables and for seasoning, and then a lot of fish as well. And also a few herbs of the evergreen variety. So you just get that sensation of pine.
Interesting.
From a lot of the food. And looking around, you notice that a lot of the people are using prestidigitation to change the flavor of their food as they're eating.
Oh, well. When in Rome. When in Buntalus. I will also use prestidigitation to change the flavor of the food.
All right. Just out of curiosity, is there any sort of flavor that you'd be wanting to turn it into?
I don't know. Whatever her favorite food from Calagio was. Some kind of curry. I'm saying this because I really like Japanese curry. So I'll assume Aurelia has the same taste as I do. I mean, I like Indian curry too, to be fair.
I mean,
All right.
like, it doesn't have prestidigitation anymore. I don't think. Do I still have it?
I mean, I can do it for you. What do you
No,
want?
it's fine. No, it's fine. I don't need it. I've literally eaten worse in my life.
I'll make it taste like cheese. Humans love cheese.
No, I'm not. Okay.
You can make it better if you want.
No, that's fine.
Okay, offers open to the other two as well.
I actually can cast prestidigitation.
Oh, fair.
Believe it or not, I have spells that I can use and do use.
I know you have spells. I didn't think you had something like prestidigitation, but fair enough.
All of my shit is utility. I don't have any attack spells.
I honestly didn't even know that you got cantrips.
Yep.
So
I'm basically a shitty wizard.
But also a great thief.
Exactly.
You're
But you go
basically
hand in
the
hand,
elf
really.
class from basic Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm essentially a thief who knows just enough magic to be dangerous. Both themselves and everyone around them. That's it. I will take a few bites of it Then give up and cast Prestidigitation.
All right, same question. Anything in particular?
Fond memories of ramen.
Hmm. Yes, you did have some before you left the northern continent.
Exactly. What about Grenache?
Yeah, I'll just lump it and take it.
Okay.
All right. Well, the base
Freaking
food
weirdos just eating shitty food for no reason. Okay.
the base food isn't that bad. It's just got a very limited selection of flavors.
Okay.
Like I said, Lake has literally eaten far worse on a regular basis for a very long time. It's fine.
All right. I've now stalled enough time to build a fire elemental for you guys to use, so let's get going.
Brilliant.
Fair enough. All right. So we spent a night and everything, so I can switch out.
Yeah.
You had plenty of time for a short rest to concentrate on your magic item,
Okay.
so you can switch
Oh,
out
there
whatever
we
you
are.
like.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll switch for the
Mine's
boots.
already been switched out. It's been switched out for ages.
Nobody needs intelligence down a tunnel.
All right.
Man, I've got amazing intelligence.
So, the straight and even tunnels have come to an end. And it is clear from the round shape that the tunnels you're about to enter were created by purple worms. And while purple worms don't follow their own tunnels, they do cross them fairly often. And if a worm or possibly more worms have been active in a single area, chances are that following one tunnel will lead you to the worm eventually. So, keeping in mind that you will be heading southwest from your Pog's current position, please arrange yourselves in the marching order you prefer.
As back as possible. I am a sniper.
You are now a flame.
I shouldn't. I mean, I forgot that the elemental is large size.
I'm still trying to find us. Oh, there we are. Okay.
Actually, if I'm far as back as possible, I should be behind the.
Yeah, where? Oh, okay, there we are.
Yeah, we're on like the top corner.
That's a fucking struggle.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the fire elemental would probably be best suited for the front line.
Yeah.
You'll want to use it for absorbing hit, and it's
Jesus
dealing them as
Christ.
well.
This map is massive.
Okay. Well, I guess these days Aurelia should be towards the front.
All right. And you know that the belt isn't totally useless because the rod is still strength-based.
Oh, wait, strength-based
shot,
how?
I could shoot all the way up to here.
When
As
you
in-
use your weapons, it's strength based. None of them are finesse weapons.
Yeah, but Hexblade, I can use charisma.
Right.
that
That's
was the whole point of Hexblade.
That's how you've changed the math. I
Yep.
forgot that detail.
Yeah, I guess plus
Yeah.
6 is a bigger number than plus 5.
It is. Even though Bobbin did hint that I could potentially get a better strength belt, and I'm wondering if perhaps it was because we were coming here. But I think
It wasn't necessarily this place specifically, but there was a very good chance that the High Elves in general have a lot of magic shit.
That's fair. But hey, this way I can still get magic shit. It'll just be more interesting magic shit. That just raises a stat, which I think I'll have more fun with. So I think it makes sense.
All right. You do, in fact, feel tremors as you enter this area, so you know that at least one purple worm is around somewhere.
Hey guys,
With that in
remember?
mind, before the worm appears, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Hell yeah!
Hey guys, remember the last time this happened and we ended up having to run the fuck away from this giant ass worm that would eat us all? Good times.
Yeah, but I didn't have a gun back then.
You just see Grenache just cracking his knuckles. Which is... Assuming there's nobody following us, you just see that happening.
Actually, my initiative would be +6 now, wouldn't it? Because of my upgraded dex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why did it go to +9?
Well,
Do you have improved initiative of some sort?
No. It just the ticker fucked up.
Okay.
All right. Now the NPCs. For simplicity's sake, the fire elemental will go on the Alhoun's turn. I did click this, right? Okay,
Congrats
there
on
it goes.
having another character, Bobbin. Also, I've hit triple digits for health.
Yeah, I think the only person here who hasn't is Grunash.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Sorry, Bobbin, are the shoes
Bad
of
rolls.
steps thing, or did you make them?
Sorry, the what?
The shoes of swift steps.
Oh, I made them.
Oh, okay. So I just want to make sure I have it right. +10 basic movement speed, and defend is always a bonus action, is what I have written down. But now I'm not sure what defend is.
As in the combat action.
This thing you've never had to use.
Yeah, I'm looking up combat actions and I don't see defend, and I'm wondering if I'm looking at the wrong things.
No, it is where the enemy has to roll with disadvantage to hit you.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks.
And that is otherwise correct. I just double checked the stats in my notes. All right. Last one here.
I'm still going last. I mean, you can laugh all you want at the people's crappy initiative scores. I'm still going last.
All right.
And that just sounds like a you problem.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So you get around the first rock.
Oh,
here.
is it dodge?
Dodge? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Fuck. Okay, I see. Wow. Okay, I just realized that's very good for me.
Yeah, probably got confused with
Because
patient
it also
defense.
gives advantage
which
on
is-
dex saving
That's
throws, so I can negate the fucking thing. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to the thing.
Yeah. You get around the first rock here. Trembling continues. It's neither louder nor softer. You get around the second rock, or set of rocks here. And as you get to the bend in the stone here, Just array yourselves into the squares. It is at this point that Lake realizes, but has no opportunity to act yet,
Yeah.
that the worm will be coming in through the southern wall.
It's a free action to talk, right? Can I at least warn people that it'll be doing that?
Yes.
Okay. So I will warn them it's going to come through the southern wall.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So, starting with the initiative order, you will have the opportunity to ready actions until the Purple Worms initiative begins.
Okay.
Does that all
Will
make
we
sense?
also have the opportunity to just cast like preparatory spell or something if we want?
If you have something that lasts longer than a minute, I would assume that you did so before making that turn out of the service tunnels.
Okay, so one shield of fist will use then.
Oh, fair enough.
If it's long, you said if it's longer than a minute.
Yes.
Okay, maybe it's a good chance to use Armor of Agathis.
Actually, so we're fighting a purple worm, so yes, this would be a good time to cast Armor of Agathis. So one, and then it's
All right. Just for my sake, could you use one of your spare health bars for the temporary hit points that gives you?
I don't have one. I use one for lucky, and I use one for my spell stuff.
Mostly talking to Aurelia.
Oh, okay.
Sure. What level do I want to cast it at? Maybe. Yeah, I don't have much at fourth. So. Okay, I put it in the blue one.
Blue for shields.
Exactly.
All right, fourth level. Fair enough. Lily.
I'm gonna hop around behind this rock. I'm gonna do the old stealth-a-rooney. I don't need to. I really shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That is completely incorrect. That is 26.
All right.
And I'm gonna ready my rifle as an action for whatever comes through that fucking wall.
Okay. As it turns out, the purple worm rolled relatively high given everyone else.
But not Lily high.
Fair enough.
And it smashes through the wall towards Lorum.
Oh no.
I guess it just sees Lake covered in ice, and it's like, nah.
Okay.
All right.
And also let me know when I should do my fucking thing.
Well, now.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Also shave 5 off the result. Actually, would 15 even be enough to hit?
15? No.
Shit.
Its hide is similar to solid stone.
Alright. That was also just unlucky on the roll. Fuck me.
Crack. You see the bullet hit the hide, but it flashes in a burst of sparks. And let's see here. So it's not going to use its stinger attack because its stinger is buried in the rock behind it. A little too awkward for it. But it is going to... I pressed the wrong button. Make its bite attack. on Lorem.
Punch, punch.
That's definitely a hit. Which means it deals... see, that's 26 damage. And now he has to roll a dexterity saving throw
What? Oh, to avoid being eaten. Okay.
to avoid being eaten alive, yes.
Oh no.
Torpo, no! Please.
What's wrong?
I hate that game more than I hate Bioshock. Oh no! Lorem! We hardly knew ye.
Fuck. Okay, well, this doesn't instantly kill him, right?
No, but it's going to be bad when his turn comes around.
I was going to cast Flesh.
Actually, no. Lorem does have a special ability for just such an occasion as this. And he still fails. Okay.
Oh,
Can't believe Lorem failed a lucky roll.
I was going to cast Flesh to Stone, but I don't know how that'll interact with him being inside there.
Not well, I think.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna end well at all.
Well, Grenache has a spell that can bring people back to life, right?
Yeah.
I think this would be...
Okay, well...
As long as we get him back out in a minute.
It's Relia's turn.
Yes, I'm thinking about that right now. What is it that I would
beat him
like?
up, hit him with your thing.
Use your new sentient sword that screams fuck when you swing it.
Well, no, I think generally it makes sense for me to use a concentration spell first and then attacking.
Bear in mind that it does not have eyes, but it is otherwise a giant worm.
Right. I mean, most worms don't have eyes, so that makes sense.
There you go.
In fact, I don't think worms have eyes. I'm not actually a worm expert, though. I hate worms. All right. Right, so no hypnotic pattern, that's for sure. Oh, that's just an... Oh, wait, no, yeah, it's who sees the pattern, yeah. All right. I think this calls for Otto's Irresistible Dance.
How would a worm even dance? I think we're about to find out.
Well,
It
yeah.
does the worm, you fucking idiot!
I mean, I assume that it can be charmed. Yeah, so I don't need to roll for that or anything, all right? Yeah, oh wait, also, I'm gonna use my Hexblade's on that as well, which doesn't affect this action, but may matter later.
The Hexblade Curse?
Yes. Which means I get to add my proficiency bonus to damage against it when I attack it. Or to damage rolls. So I guess that would, even if I did it with a spell. And also crit on a 19 if I attack it. But yes, so I'll use that as my bonus action and Otto's Irresistible Dance to make it dance. So yeah, can't move, disadvantage on attacks and saves, advantage on attacks against it, and it can make a wisdom saving throw each round.
All right. You've, at the very least, prevented it from digging back into the wall and making this a hit-and-run fight.
Yep. So, beat the shit out of it, guys. I believe in you. It has disadvantage on everything.
All right. This is Harvey's turn now. He's not going to mess around. He's going to use Disintegrate.
Harvey doesn't fuck around.
Which, as a matter of fact, is a dexterity saving throw spell.
Nice. Oh yeah, it's only dexterity saving throws. Sorry. Wait, you knew that, but
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
well, now you do.
All right, it rolls with disadvantage. That's 7 on the die, -2. Means it's going to take, 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
Nice.
Nicely done, my friend. Sick combo.
Which hurts it
Nice.
somewhat.
I mean, that is a chunky boy.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But
A Lorgalad.
All right, and then the fire elemental is just going to lay in. Makes 2 touch attacks. And you say these have advantage, right?
yes, advantage on attacks against the target.
All right, that's a hit, and that's a hit.
Nice.
All right, which means it is a total of 46 plus 4 damage, and it is technically on fire now.
Cool. Well, that's good for Lorem, certainly.
Which means it will take 1d10 fire damage at the start of its turns. Don't worry, Lorem is deep inside that thick-ass gullet.
That's
He's not
thick
going
with
to feel the
3
fire.
C's.
Grenache.
So this is Vor.
Well, let's get up in here and start doing some damage, I suppose.
Lorem learning new things every day.
Lorem comes out of the worm and he has the weirdest boner.
Every day's an adventure with Lorem.
And all with advantage, you say?
That is the
Result
thing.
with advantage?
Yes,
Yep.
all attack rolls have advantage.
Okay. Okay, so that's 1 hit. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, 25 hits. Just 18 or higher. That's your
Okay.
target.
And I might as well try and stop punching it as well, so use a key point. Let's go. Okay. Right. Time for some math. Right, so that's 2d6 plus 14 plus 2d6.
By the way, this is a good example of the theme battle music for this continent. Classy battle music.
Yes.
Fair.
That's 2d6 plus 8. Okay, so the middle 2d6 is going to be lightning.
All right. No distinction for these guys.
Okay.
They're giant piles of hit points, a fair amount of damage, and really, aside from eating people alive, no curveballs at all.
And plus
Aside
it-
from that.
It makes sense that they eat people alive. They're giant.
Here's a question. Why do they have so many teeth if they just swallow people whole?
It's to
It
burrow
needs
through
to,
rock, you
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
They
I guess
also
that
burrow
makes
through
sense.
rock alive.
Okay, fine. Won me over with your logic.
Again.
Oh, hang on. Actually, the worm has to make a couple of Constitution saves because it has taken loads of damage from two different attackers. Let's see.
Okay.
Gets a +6.
I wish I hadn't gotten greedy.
Oh, actually, yeah, from the disintegrate alone, that was enough to force it to regurgitate Lorem.
Blech!
Hi, Lorem.
Hey, Lorem.
All right, so on Lorem's turn, he does not take damage. However, he is far too close for his own comfort. And so instead of casting any spells, he will use the disengage action and run.
Yeah.
Don't blame him.
Yeah.
See, 20 plus 10. That would get him around the corner here. All right. That's when its children burst through the walls nearby.
Fuck.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. It was a bit too easy. We were kicking its ass too much.
Well, that's just because Otto's irresistible dance is broken, okay?
I mean, yes. Can it make opportunity attacks when it has Otto's irresistible dance?
Yes.
Okay.
It will have disadvantage on those, like it has on all attacks, but
Okay. I was just making
yeah,
sure for my
it
own.
can still attack if it
for my
wants.
own bookkeeping.
All right, I got the turn order token visible, so now you can see it rolled. Even it rolled higher than Lake.
Yeah. I fully expected everything to. I got a 3.
All right. Sadly, the left one is going to attack Lorem again.
Oh no!
Oh.
But hey, it's smaller. Only has a +6, and Lorem, ready for danger this time, ducks out of the way.
Definitely has more than 9 AC. I
Nice.
would be terrified if he didn't.
Yes. However, the other one goes after Lily, because hiding is all well and good, but these things have blind sight.
Yep.
That does make sense on account of they are blind.
Yes.
However, Lily is also paranoid.
Comes with the territory.
Lake is not using a disengage action, but is still going to move up this way, so the worm can attack with disadvantage against me if it wants.
Yeah, it will. It's a worm.
Yeah.
The worm, how it squirm.
That's a miss.
Probably not a miss.
No, the 18 is a miss. It's disadvantage.
Oh, I see.
I
Yeah.
don't have the same macros that you guys have.
Sorry, I saw the. Yes, I see.
Yeah, so I'm
I was
fine.
thinking it was getting
Robin's
2
not
attacks.
cool
but
enough.
that doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm fine. Bonus action, it is hexed. So because these things have blind sight, invisibility is not going to help much.
All right, and please bear in
Oh!
mind that
Yes, the chosen ability when I hex it for disadvantage with
Are you
saving
shifting
throws.
The very well shifted beneath us.
I accidentally moved
The
the
map.
The
the
map.
map
shifted the
layer off of the map layer.
Okay.
Whoops.
For the
I
the
fixed it now, however.
the ability that I want to make it roll in disability or disadvantage is Constitution. Excuse me, Constitution, because I'm following Hex up with Finger of Death. So
All
it
right,
makes it
that is not saving throws. Reminder.
Oh, it isn't. Wait, hold on.
Ability checks only.
Oh, okay. Well,
So probably then do
mm.
strength then.
Yeah.
yeah. Let's do Strength instead then.
If anything is going to come up, it's probably going to be strength.
Yeah, so I'll do Strength instead then. If I didn't count towards saving throws. But either way, I'm following it up with Finger of Death. So it needs to make a DC. God, what is my save DC now that I'm like level 1,000,000,000 and have 22 charisma? DC 19 Constitution saving throw, and if it makes it, it takes half of this. So
It takes half.
okay. 78 plus 30, 65. So it takes half of 65.
32.
32. Yep. That's a necrotic damage. Either way, I've blown my one big spell.
And by the way, you can't cast Hex and Finger of Death at the same time. Both of them are leveled spells.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that they were both level spells. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna Is it all right?
You can save Hex for
yeah,
later.
yeah. I'll save Hex for later, and then I'm just gonna Then in that case, I will use Eldritch Blast because Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
Finger of Death is the action spell, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you only have a bonus action for it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like the
Finger of Death is an action, and so is
You can.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I was gonna switch it up. I was gonna use Hex and then Eldritch Blast
Instead of
Finger of Death. Yes, instead of Finger of
Instead
Death.
of just killing it? Okay.
Well, I mean, it won't. 30 something's not gonna kill it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did already kind of roll the.
Well, I mean,
Damn.
it can,
I don't know.
they can.
It's
you can
fine.
always-
I gave the hit points back.
Yeah. So let me roll.
Now, you
Eldritch
will be
Blast.
attacking with disadvantage because you are engaged.
Oh,
Within 10 feet of the top worm.
well then, can I have moved here instead?
Yes.
Okay, so I will move there instead.
And you're attacking with advantage because the thing has.
Yes. At least the first one. No, all of them, I guess. All right.
Yeah, all of them.
Right, so 30, 32. All right, and so that is that extra each until this one. Whenever you hit it with an attack, so that's all three of them get the extra d6. So it's roll 3d10 plus 15 plus plus 156 plus 3d6. 47 damage, which actually was better than my Finger of Death, to be honest.
True. Lily, sorry. Lake's done.
Okay. So, like a cool dude, I'm going to disengage with my bonus action.
Fair enough.
Then I'm going to move a bit further back and take another pot shot at the worm.
Big worm?
Yeah, big worm, who I have advantage against, right?
Yep.
Good.
Going to power attack it again?
You have advantage on the attack rolls, so.
Fuck it, yeah. So that's 24.
Yep.
Okay, let the numbers begin. 2d10 plus 6 plus 10 plus... I think I'm at 76 now, currently. Let's see, we're level, what, 14? Yeah, 76. Okay. Just had to be sure of the numbers. Hey, well, enjoy this normal-ass attack.
Ooh. Not enough to stop it from taking its second turn.
Damn.
So it can do a saving throw as an.
Oh yes, as an action.
Damn, it's too late for Fury of the Small.
And I'm not sure whether my thing that causes disadvantage on saving throws against being charmed counts here. This is a spell that doesn't work on things that are charmed. Like, so it is a charm spell, but
Yeah, but also it's a giant worm and it's going to lash out here.
Fair enough.
Let's see. +9 to hit.
So happy.
Now all of the wriggling around has dislodged its tail stinger, so it's going to make its full multi-attack.
Rip Grenache. Or possibly Harvey.
But it does have disadvantage to attack rolls, yes?
Yes. If it hasn't undone the thing.
It does not. It's attacking instead.
Fair.
So Grenache. 12.
Nope.
I think you're good. But the tail stinger whips around. With another +9.
Nope.
And damn, look at that.
I can't believe we used to be scared of this thing.
I'm glad I'm not this consistent when I'm rolling as a character.
This is why you take lucky when you're a character, if you're that consistent rolling bad.
Well, Aurelia's turn, and she will run up here because she wants to finish this thing off herself. She's going to use a bonus action to press the button that turns it into a battle axe, because she can do that now.
Just stunting on this worm.
And she's going to cast a Booming Blade, which lets her do a normal attack, basically, with her battle axe.
With advantage?
With advantage, yeah. Pretty sure that hits. So that is 1d8 +9 plus my proficiency bonus because of the Hexblade's curse. Which is what, 5? Yeah, 5. Plus I'm above level 11, so an extra 2d8 thunder damage. I believe that's so 25.
That did it.
Nice.
You hack into what appears to be a sensitive spot somewhere towards the front, and after all the other damage is taken, the thing finally just sort of stops squirming under your under the grip of your weapon. But this fight isn't over yet.
And too bad I haven't lost
yeah.
any HP, because I would regain some if I had.
Fucking poor Lorem. About to have 2 big ass worms go to town on his ass.
Oh, Hex, because this creature has dropped to 0 hit points, Hex can bounce to a new target of my choice, and I'm just gonna choose this worm that's closer to me.
I believe it has to happen on your turn.
If
So
the
just keep that
target...
in mind.
Oh, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn. Yes, okay.
Yeah, right. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I will leave the hex on the big worm to remind us.
Okay.
And let's see if this is a good idea.
So did you shift?
Actually, yes. I think it might be a good idea.
Follow your idiot dreams.
Lorem casts Everard's Black Tentacles.
You mean Harvey?
Yeah, Harvey.
Harvem.
On this square here. Now, they have entered the area on a turn, so they must make dexterity saving throws. Now, their dexterity saving throws are actually a little bit better because they are smaller. And so one of them succeeds while the other one fails.
Ha! Idiot.
Let's see, and this will be the one that fails. And it is restrained and takes 3d6 damage. The restrained is really the important part.
Yeah.
All right, that's his turn, and he's just going to back up towards the giant carcass a bit, just in case. Grenache.
Well, seeing the one is tied up, I'm gonna go after the other one.
Well, the one that's tied up does get you would get advantage to attack that one.
True, but then this one would be free to attack Lorem.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
that's right.
technically
Hang on.
free to attack Lorem anyway, because it's within 10 feet.
Yeah, but at least Lorem has a fighting chance again now they're first.
Just a second, I forgot the fire elemental gets to do something.
Hmm.
And let's see. There's really nothing stopping it. Fire elemental is going to enter the worm's space to set it on fire and just deal a quick d10 of damage. Pretty nice. And then attack it twice for +6 to hit. One hit. And 2d6 plus 3 damage. Alright. Just a bit of a chipping away, but every little bit, you know? Grenache.
Yep. Alright. Let's go wailing, I suppose. Okay, just normal attacks here?
It's not restrained, so there's nothing special affecting it.
That's still pretty good.
And being a juvenile purple worm, its hide is not quite as thick, but it's... And its pile of hit points is not quite as tall either.
Yep.
Oh, shit!
Nicely done.
Alright, time to bust out the extra dice and stuff then.
Yeah!
So that is 3d6s for this roll now.
Plus 2 more for the extra lightning damage.
Yep.
So it's 3d6 plus 7 plus 3d6. Oh,
Yep.
Plus 2d6.
oh, plus 2d6, okay.
2d6, okay.
Well, it's 20.
Yeah, scrap the...
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a bit too excited with that one, I think.
Orcish thing allows you to roll 1 extra die.
Okay. I thought it was everything was tripled. Got it.
Oh, no. Not even barbarians get that.
Ah. Damn.
Nah, I think that one's got the other one occupied. Okay.
Okay. Apparently
I'll take it.
Apparently you're pulling a lake.
I mean, this won't hit nearly as hard, but Hey, I'll take it.
All right, you have not spent a key point yet, but you can to roll one last time.
Yep, that's what I just did.
17 hits.
Okay. And that's another 8.
All right, you have single-handedly pummeled this thing to down past the halfway point.
Guys, I think we've gotten to the point where we're kind of nuts as characters.
Yeah, speak for
I
yourself.
mean, I've gotten to the point where I'm messing my rolls. What the hell is going on lately?
I feel like maybe Bobbin just, he because he almost killed us last time we had a major fight.
He's just softballing the shit out of us at this point. Yeah.
Why that's fair? Why that's fair? Goodness, the rolls I was doing the other game as well. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, you've been doing surprisingly well.
All right. Lorum, once again, disengages, screams, and runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
He's
sounds,
not had the best time of it.
sounds about right.
And then a third one bursts out
Son of
from
a
underneath.
What the fuck?
Well, okay, at least it didn't burst out right next to.
And the new guy is going to go after Lake.
Okay, yeah. Sounds fair.
Best choice out of them, really.
This one went up out of the ground. Gets to use both attacks at a +6.
Miss?
Tail Stinger.
Sure, why not? I'll let that hit me.
I can cutting words it if you want. What do you need?
Nah, I'm just gonna deal 25 damage to it. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's fair.
So yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, so let me just double check something here. Alright. Well, first you take 12 piercing damage.
Alright, it takes 25 cold damage. I feel like that's a fair trade.
Alright, and make a Constitution saving throw.
I kind of saw that coming as well. I'm gonna lucky that. And
Not good enough.
Your broken feet ain't shit.
no, it's less broken now that
Oh,
Bobbin kind of tweaked it.
That's a pretty
It's
impressive
still
roll right there.
fucking broken. Don't give me that.
So is Armor Ragatus.
Yeah.
You take 45 poison damage as its tail stinger pierces you.
Maybe I shouldn't have let that hit me.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say I warned you, but
No, I like it more this way. It makes me happy.
Alright.
That is still 2 hits against the armor, though, isn't it?
No, that's not,
Or just
because
one?
a follow-up.
that's a follow-up. That's it injecting
right,
poison
okay.
into me. So, no, I do not get to inflict 50 points of damage into it in one turn, unfortunately.
Well, if it had hit twice, you could have.
Yeah.
Then you'd have been inside of it. Very likely.
Yeah. That's kind of why I was debating on... I was going to debate on making it re-roll if it hit me with the bite.
Alright, anyway, the leftmost worm starts its turn in the Everett's tentacles and has to make a roll. Passes again. Still not taken by the tentacles, but it does move itself out of the effect. It's at least that intelligent. And it still has the range to attack Grenache. First with a bite,
Chomp, chomp.
and then with the tail.
The bite won't. The tail actually would.
I'm not sure if Aurelia has line of sight on this attack, actually.
I would say no.
Yeah, really doesn't have line of
like
sight
it.
on me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that rock's obscuring, so.
Alright.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Same verse, same verse. Second verse, same as the first. Take 12
Okay.
damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save, okay.
You're probably actually better at that than I am. So.
Depends on what the dice have to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
we'll see.
Not enough.
Oh, that is. But I thought Green Ash's Con would be higher than that.
Yeah. For some reason I thought that
Wow. Okay. Except Bobbin literally rolls like
apparently Bobbin just hates Lake.
You know what? Same.
The 4 6s I rolled last time have become 1s.
Yeah, seriously.
And they got a friend to come with them.
Yeah.
And 1 6 showed up to the party late going, hey, where is everybody?
Well, okay, on the last one you rolled one number that was below average. On this, 2 that were above average. That's impressive.
Yeah. Alright.
We saw the two extremes of this attack, essentially.
Okay, and that's another con save that I need to do because my Shield of Faith is concentration.
True.
Oh yeah, Lake
DC
has to
11.
make a concentration.
Or actually, not 11. It's
Oh yeah, because Hex is concentration.
17.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
it's both sources of damage here.
DC
DC 17.
DC 17.
Welcome to
Yeah,
my
breaks.
world.
So what would my save DC be? Because Hex is concentration.
Oh, that. That would be 45 plus 12. 57. 28.
Okay, yeah, it ends. I'm not even gonna bother rolling. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
You could get a 20.
I could get a 20. I'll try to get a 20.
Do you have a plus 8?
Oh,
Well,
it's
no,
no. Okay,
You
then
don't
no.
but
crit.
if you're rolling that 20, doesn't it just work?
No,
automatically?
no. 'cause
Only
it's-
attack rolls.
Yes,
only attack rolls.
So yeah, I'm not
Oh,
even
I thought
gonna.
that was true
I'm-
saves as well.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no?
not even gonna bother saving. I'm trying to save. I can't. I just can't.
A lot of DMs will do it with that, but I don't.
Bobbin is a cruel master.
Yeah.
Cruel dungeon master.
Alright, but the last worm has a couple of things I need to take care of first. Number 1, it's on fire, so 1 extra damage there. Number 2, it's already restrained, so it takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage. Just from being in the tentacles. Just chipping away. And it doesn't really regard the fire as an edible object. So this is going to be after Grunesh again.
Not big into spicy food, I see.
Yeah, well, neither of those work, so.
Yeah, well, it's rolling with disadvantage, I assume. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Even if it was, that doesn't work, so.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I thought that was you rolling with bandage.
yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about the disadvantage, but both of those were terrible, so we'll call it that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move on.
So first things first is I am once again just gonna move. No disengage check. So you can go ahead and roll your thing.
Your Armor of Agathis is dead now.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay.
I still have my reaction, so I can. Try to
I'm
cut him
mostly
more.
doing this so that way I can still cast spells.
Alright, I'm just Making sure you're aware.
Yep, you missed anyway. Alright. Fuck this thing, finger of death. Constitution
Right.
saving throw, please.
Since you didn't use it before, you can use it now.
Yeah, that's what I am doing now.
Oh. 2 on the die.
Yes!
Even though Constitution is
Is there...
one of the 2 things that purple worms are amazing at.
Yep. So, fuck you, eat 66 damage, you piece of shit.
Okay, well,
Look at how bitter he
I don't know
is
if you
about
need to be
getting
that
fucking
angry
hit
at the world.
for the first time in several fights. What a fucking piss baby!
Hey, no, I got hit a lot during the dragon. This is how you guys got hit more.
All right.
I feel no pity for you.
Done.
I feel
I
none.
got turned into a hedgehog.
I did get turned into a hedgehog. I had to commit suicide in order to stop that. I don't think I can do anything else because that was an action, and I can't use another leveled spell as a bonus action. So yeah, I'm done.
All right, Lily. You have some unfortunate company again.
Yeah, well, funny enough, Harvey's technically engaged, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna move into a better
I think
spot.
Aurelia is also technically engaged with that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
use my bonus action to light up Prodador's light.
Well, for the purposes of sneak attack, they do need to be within 5 feet.
Oh, because it's whether it's engaged like from our perspective, not
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
that makes
okay.
sense.
Regardless, I'm gonna light up Prodador's light with my bonus action, and I'm gonna fucking thwack at this shitty worm.
Hey, just think in 3.5 you would not be
what
getting
the
sneak.
Christ!
Damn.
Oh dear.
I fucking hate this.
But
This is
just
all
think
garbage.
in 3.5 you
I
would not
don't
be getting
care.
sneak attack damage because so many things are immune to being sneak attacked in 3.5. It's fucking stupid.
You know,
Alright.
purple worms aren't, though?
They aren't? Huh.
No. They have discernible anatomy, which was
Should
the
I
criteria.
just murder this one, or should I try to do a bunch of damage to the other 2? What do you guys think?
Just fucking kill the one. It means
Just
one less turn.
Kill it. Yeah, kill it. Action economy.
Sure. Yeah, okay. Well, I've already got my sick axe out, so I guess I'll just yeah, use booming blade.
Well, there you go.
So 1d8. I don't get the proficiency this time, but still pretty good. Plus 9 plus 2d8. Wow, okay. This is
Well,
not the best time to roll high, honestly, but
I'd rather you roll high than roll low.
yeah, I suppose. Alright, and
You could
Bonus
always
action.
inspire someone.
I will, yeah. I mean, I don't think the dodge thing is very useful right now. Okay, hold on. I used. Well, I can split up my movement, right? Like move and then attack and move.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. For a second, I just wasn't sure. So, oh yeah, I can easily make it down there with my increased move.
This isn't 3.5 where attacking ends your turn.
Did it end your turn at 3.5? Weird.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll inspire.
You could take your move action second, but you could not divide your move. That was not a thing.
Okay, Grenache, you have bardic inspiration.
okay.
Let's see, anything good musical here?
Yeah, that works.
All right. Now, I've just realized, by the way, that Everett's Black Tentacles is concentration, and so is the Fire Elemental, so... Whoops.
Oh,
Everybody makes mistakes. We're only human.
Yeah.
well, Harvey isn't. Maybe that's why you can do it.
He has 2 frontal lobes, at least.
I mean, he's probably consumed many frontal lobes.
Let's see. That's also concentration. At least won't triple up here. Oh yeah, that's a good old classic.
Lightning bolt.
Can't really get a good angle on them with lightning bolt.
Dang.
So instead, he's going to fire off a few scorching rays at the visible one, from his perspective. Let's see, that is with advantage each time. Spell bonus attack is +8. Good thing there's advantage, because only 2 of those rolls would have hit. Oh, and the third one. Ignore that. Okay, so yeah, only 2 of them hit. But those are pretty good hits.
Yeah.
For 21 total damage. Then the Fire Elemental will attack again. With +6. Hits once for another extra 2d6 +3. Grunesh.
Okay.
How good is your dex save?
That is a question. It's normally really good, so...
Wait, what are you considering right now?
If he runs into the Everett's tentacles and succeeds on the dex save, nothing bad will happen to him.
Okay, well, remember, you can use the Bardic Inspiration on a saving throw. So that would be an extra 1d10. And you can do it after you roll, so... If that changes things.
What I was actually thinking is moving one step away and then trying to attack the both of them.
Well, both of them are kind of out of your reach unless you want to take the long way around the tentacles, but then they would both get attacks of opportunity on you.
Yeah, it's the attacks of opportunity that worries me, not so much the distance. I got something for that.
However, if you step forward, you can avoid the attacks of opportunity, make a dex saving throw, and then attack either of them, basically. Or you could take this round to heal. Because they'll both probably still be alive by the time it's your turn again.
Yeah,
Probably won't be able to kill them both.
No, you know what? You didn't have to be daring. In for a penny. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. First, roll your dexterity save. All right. Nothing needed. That beats the 16.
Yep. Okay. And let's start waiting on this one again. Oh.
Miss.
Okay, well that's not helping. That was better.
All right. Takes out a good chunk.
Yep. And since they seemed to love going for me last time, I'm gonna have patient defense active.
Fair enough. All right. Lorm is, for once, not under direct threat. He's going to poke his head around the corner here, throw a fireball just far enough away to hit the two worms, not the two allies engaged with them. And they
Even if I
both
could
turn.
probably dodge it.
Yeah. Well, he's being considerate, so you don't have
Yeah.
to. And let's see here. His save. 213. His save DC is 15. So one of them made it.
Yikes.
And neither of them are dead.
Ah.
Norm runs back the other way. All right, Gurnash.
Good save for patient defense.
Yeah. Well, the one on the right was going to have disadvantage either way.
Yeah.
But now they both do. So first the left. 12. 16.
Nope.
9. And
Not
nothing.
one.
You've figured out the way these worms move. You've seen them in action. You've felt them in action, unfortunately.
Yeah, still
Yes.
feeling that.
And so as they squirm around, wailing, throwing both ends of themselves at you in order to try and eat or destroy you, you dodge, you duck, you leap at just the right moments to avoid everything, even the dark tentacles flailing around through the spaces beneath you. Nothing touches you. Lake.
Lake's gonna move up here. Bonus action hex this one. Actually, no, I'm gonna hex this one. The one that's healthier. But I am going to attack the wrapped up one first. Because that's just the one with advantage, and it's gonna be easier to kill that one. 23, I'm pretty sure hits it, so I'm gonna roll my damage now. See if it kills it. D plus 5. 14. Alright, and then I'm gonna move here. This one's hexed, so the rest of my Eldritch Blasts will go towards that one. That one doesn't give me advantage, right? Because it's not anything.
No.
Okay.
It's been hexed, but nothing else at the moment.
Alright, well, 22 I'm pretty sure still hits. Twice. So, roll 2d10 plus 10 plus d6. 30. Double kill.
That's done it. And in a nice round number of turns, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'm glad I could help.
You did hit the big guy.
Yeah.
Got one shot off. A single shot.
It's fine. You've done a ton of damage in previous fights that have tipped the scales, so it's fine.
It doesn't make it feel any better in this
No,
one.
it really doesn't. Honestly,
Sometimes we just roll bad. It happens.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I'm quite happy with my character's new setup.
And with the curse, with the hex, I'm gonna turn it on a really. No, it's done.
Rude.
Oh, that's right. I guess I should reflect that. Not that I think we're doing a short rest anyway. So.
Well, you've actually solved the problem here.
I mean, we should probably do a short rest anyway, so that way I have my spell slots back to cast Seeming again.
No, I'm good. I'm fine with just keeping on moving.
I need the spell slots so that we can cast Seeming, so that way we can go back as the elves we left as.
Nah.
Is Seeming concentration?
No.
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah, still look like elves.
Still look like them.
Oh, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily precisely 8 hours ago that you went down here. Although, for the sake of completion, you would presumably travel further through the tunnels.
Yeah.
Check for tremors. Just make sure that, turn Pogs aside. There's nothing else here that would be causing all the ruckus.
True.
And so you take a rest, you cast Seeming again at the appropriate time, and eventually you come back up into Bundulus to give them the good news and possibly some purple worm parts.
True.
Because like other rare animals, purple worms can make some interesting arcane components. And sure enough, when you
Probably some
tell
sick
people,
purple armor. Sorry.
and sure enough, when you tell people where you killed the things and how many there are, bringing back some pieces as proof, they dispatch some slaves down below to carry the carcasses back up so that the city can make full use of the beasts.
Finally, fresh meat.
Stone thick hide.
I'm sure they eat giant bat every once in a while. It's fine. Although, maybe not.
It's an interesting question. How much texture would purple worm meat have?
Not a question I want to think about. Moving on.
I mean, they
I
are worm,
believe-
but then they are extremely muscular too, to be able to turn through.
Then their meat's
No.
probably not that good.
Hold on a second. I have a book that can solve this. Give me a second. I'll be right back. You can keep playing
Stand by
without
what
me.
I said, though. Their meat's probably not that good if they're having.
But how do orcs know what a menu is?
They dine out.
I guess so.
Look, at this point, Grenache definitely knows what a menu is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
Grenache
'cause
is
you're
a
half orc.
Grenache is a hick, not a savage. So, you come back up triumphant. The mages of Bundulus cast a few spells just to be sure, just to double check your work. they find that, in fact, the problem is solved. Although there are some weak points in the Foundation now that will probably need to be shored up or enchanted in some form, just to make sure nothing bad happens.
Well, that's not a problem we can solve, so.
No. Problem they are certainly ready and willing to solve.
Okay, I don't have a book that can solve this riddle for us because apparently purple worms do not exist in Hackmaster. Because one of the funny things about the Hacklopedia, the Hackmaster like bestiary, is that they actually have a field for whether it's edible or not.
But that won't tell you the texture.
So for instance, Hobgoblin is edible. Yes, though it is almost a cannibalistic act.
It's only cannibalism if you make it cannibalism.
Yeah, exactly.
Although one of them does mention Elenius. After going over the situation, helping to coordinate and dispatch people for the various jobs. Now that the big, hard part is done, turns to you. And of course, we'll also have to shore up and close the tunnels, make sure the roots don't grow in this way.
The roots?
You
Yes.
know what roots.
Roots of the mother tree.
Really? You're not a fan of them?
Well, it's not that we have anything particularly against the mother tree, just that...
That's unfortunate.
You're only...
It's just that her magic tends to disrupt what we're trying to do here. The reason Buntalus was chosen out of this spot, out of all the spots, is because the root system has missed this area. Allows us to cast spells without any sort of druidic interference.
Oh, I just thought of the most horrible thing. I kind of want to go up to the surface and try and use divine intervention to ask if Gia can move some of the roots over here.
Lily will hurt you if you try to attempt it. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, and Aurelia will help. And when Aurelia and Lily are working together for common cause.
She probably wouldn't bother anyway. She
I just
permits
thought it was funny.
Gia permits the mother tree to exist. She does not assist it. That's not how their relationship works.
I figured as much.
Adopted child.
No, I'm the adopted child. Or am I the adopted grandchild? I don't remember which one she refers to me
Adopted
as.
child of the adopted child.
Okay.
Paying it forward.
Right. So, was there anything in particular you were looking to get from this?
Do you happen to
I suppose the real treasures of the city are probably going to be off limits, but just about anything else. And like I said, we've got such a variety here, and it's just a question of what you want.
Do you have any shield guardians?
I did say that treasures of the city are off limits, unfortunately.
Damn it. Robert
I
will
see.
never
So-
live again.
I don't know if this is something that could. I mean, I suppose this would partially be in character, but would probably be phrased differently in character. But I'm what kind of level of magic item would be a reasonable ask?
Very rare or its equivalent.
Okay, fair.
Just short of legendary, yes.
Is it possible that I can get my armor enchanted to be a like a +1 or a +2? Just do that instead.
I don't believe your armor is compatible with bark skin.
Oh, Oh, right.
Like
Never
you're just
mind.
wearing it because it also happens to give you fire resistance still.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. In that case, I don't know what I want.
I assume we're gonna be able to take some time to.
Yeah.
If you want to message me later with your suggestion, I can provide it then. And either way, I'll probably write out the full details at a later time. But
Okay.
That's fair. Yeah, I want to get a look at some very rare magic items to see what already exists, and I might also consider trying to invent something and seeing if it would work. If it's about on that level.
oh yeah, one other thing that's off limits are the testing booths. It's not that we don't let those out, it's that we've already got an order for as many of them as we can sell.
From whom?
Some woman. Didn't meet her myself. I wasn't on duty that day. But heard she was called Hanera something. Seemed to want as
Okay.
yeah, seemed to want as many of those things as she could find.
I have a guess as to what that could be about.
Really?
I don't know if I would have said that out loud, but
Well, there have been rumors flying around about what it could possibly be. Not sure I believe half of them.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure.
I'd be curious to what these rumors are.
Oh, all sorts of ideas. Some say she wants to build an elite defensive force, and so she'll need to find the best, highest potential folk around her. Put in that. Others say that she's owns some sort of a sporting team or gladiator. What do they call those? The gladiator groups?
Hmm.
Well, anyway, she's got a bunch of gladiators, and she wants to use those to poach the ones with the best that'll go the furthest.
Yeah, I mean, out of character, I feel like this is probably someone involved with the cult and their whole secret organization and their whole thing with recruiting people with potential and everything. But
No, cult was last time. This is a secret society, completely different.
Right. Except the underlying thing is still a cult, right? Like this is the cult of the worm. It's just the last time there was a cult within a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Cult 2.0, I see.
Cult squared.
My God.
Cult 2, the culting.
Cult 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Cult free. Die Hard.
Cult 4 Beyond Thunderdome.
What? Any other comment you wanted to make about, or any other questions you wanted to make about this peculiarity?
Yeah, that seems to be everything we've heard is what we already knew, so I got nothing further to ask her.
Oh, apparently there's such a thing as an animated shield. So I could use a shield while holding my
I do want to say that I encourage all of you to go off menu for this.
Yeah.
mean,
I'm just sort of looking for ideas here because I would be particularly interested, to be honest, in something that does not require attunement.
Yeah, same.
yeah.
That obviously is a, it's going to be less powerful for the rarity.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're going off menu, then I can make sure that happens and provide a little leeway with the give and take of it.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I'll DM you something that I might want later on, but it's getting kind of late. And
Yep, and I'll just make sure to remind you at some point later in the week.
all right, thanks.
That goes for all of you. Good session, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Later.
Later.